Let's get back to the announcement last week by GlaxoSmithKline or United Kingdom that it will stop its operations in Nigeria. And that comes as a surprise to many Nigerians, by the way, because the GSK news has been received with concern and have turned it into the political circuit as the iconic pharmaceutical company with some 51 years history exits Africa's biggest economy. Now, back in 1997, Pfizer Incorporated of United States also exited Nigeria via a management buyout arrangement to become Nemeth Pharmaceuticals PLC. So let's do an investment market perspectives into this right now as I bring on Ayodeji Eboh. He is the Managing Director and Chief Business Officer of Optimus by Afrinvest. Good evening, Ayodeji. Thank you for connecting in tonight to the program.
Good evening, Brasin, and thanks for having me.
It's good to have you. Thank you so much. Give me your initial thoughts on that notice issued by GSK United Kingdom to wind down its operations in Nigeria.
Okay, thanks. If we look at it based on the brand, based on the name, yes, it's really going to send like a negative signal. But if we also look at it historically, I feel this is a process that has started in the last 5-6 years. So if you recall, they sold their Ribena and Lucozade brands in 2017. And in 2021, also sold a major part of their Agbara factory in 2021. So I feel that the wind down process has started for long. Yes, maybe the FX issue compounded or accelerated the exit, because reading the statement from the parent company, they quoted that the major issue for the exit is FX. But I think that it's also beyond that. It's more also, there's a lot of competition also going on here in Nigeria. There are a lot of non-quoted companies that we also may not know. But when you look at competition within that space, it's really very steep. And the lack of access to FX may also have compounded their situation. So while if we look at it from the helicopter view, yes, we may feel that, yes, this may have a negative sentiment on Nigeria in terms of another foreign, a good brand, pulling out of the country. But I would say this is not something that just started now. The current situation might have added to it or accelerated the exit. But I think that it's already a plan. There's also a plan to wind down some of their African, in other African countries. So not just peculiar to only Nigeria.
What will this wind down really involve, Ayodeji, especially for GSK as Nigeria as a listed company? Yes, you can exit a couple of other countries, but again, Nigeria is the largest economy. We're the most populated on the continent. So Nigeria should be a place where a company like GSK would want to stay after 51 years doing business.
Okay, thanks. And you have a very valid point. But also looking at their business model and based on the last 1 year, so you look at their half-year financial performance, they were able to, it declined by about 48% to about 14 billion naira revenue from our 21 billion the previous year. And the major reason for that is their inability to access FX to import to produce. And that is also impacting. And it may also be as a result of even repatriating some of their profits may also have affected their ability of for some of the shareholders for them to be able to repatriate their profit. Yes, I think that in terms of policies, that might have added to it regarding the FX policies, looking at their financial performance, because their PAT was just flat at about 300 million naira. And they are here for business. So if they look at their model, I think they are now switching to a model of getting a representative. So it means that it may be cheaper for them to produce abroad and send to Nigeria and sell, and still maybe be profitable rather than trying to produce here in Nigeria and compete in Nigeria. So it's now there's a switch to the business model, because the current model seems not to be profitable and may not be taking them anywhere.
Yeah, so the model being used for 51 years is no longer working. But again, when you look at this sector, I'm sure you know a few others like Fitsin, May and Baker, Nemeth as well. So what will this development impact the sector and these other listed healthcare companies on the exchange?
Okay, thanks. So one thing, as they will be pulling out, I think would have most of these local investors also take up their market share. So for them, while when you check like Fitsin, for instance, we check their half-year results, they are really doing very well. They improved by close to about 50%. And I think Nemeth. So they are also doing very well. So it may give them opportunity to take up that market share. Because over time, even their market share has also reduced over time. So I believe that what we would see is that some of these existing companies would take up the market share. It may be a major dent because of the brand. It's a major name. So we can't just wash it away and say that really doesn't matter leaving that industry. But with what we are going to see now is that others will also have to step up to be able to fill that space. But it's also good to note that they are also going to get representatives. So they may have, in terms of some of the drugs that they sell that are very unique to them. So for those that are able to distribute those drugs and import them, they will still be selling those drugs. So others may not even be able to take the place because of the product differentiation that they have.
All right, interesting. Thank you so much, Ayodeji Eboh of Optimus by Afrinvest for those industry insights into the GSK Nigeria exit story. Thank you so much. Have a great evening.